The views expressed by individual contributors to this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of other individual contributors, Three in the Box Podcast, Facade Podcasts, Sullivan J. Smalls Productions, or Power Soccer Shop. They almost certainly do not represent the views of the United States Power Soccer Association or its board of directors. The following presentation is solely intended to grow the game of power soccer in the United States, not to represent the views of any organization. We hope you enjoy.
This is a Facade Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Three in the Box Podcast, powered by Power Soccer Shop. I'm Bill.
I'm Josh.
I'm Nikki, and this is Three in the Box.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Three in the Box. I am Bill Schultz here this week with Josh Berger and Nikki Dwyer. What's up, guys?
Hey. Episode 2 is here already. Wait, so
Episode
does that mean
2.
we're like a month out from the season starting?
Well, I mean, I guess technically the season starts, I think, November 1st, I think.
Yes.
Technical start date, so.
Yep.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
unofficially, teams have been practicing for a while, so we are
That's true. That's very true.
2 episodes in.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of November 1st, this email is coming out. You guys start registering November 1st. It's going to open that day, so register your team for the season.
True story.
Mhm.
Before we get to talking about league news, because we do have some league news, we have a little podcast news we should fill everybody in on. Folks will notice that Alex is no longer here with us. Been some changes in our staff here at the podcast. So Alex will no longer be a part of Three in the Box, but he's taken on a new role with USPSA. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a couple minutes as well. But that just means we get to make Nikki talk more, which is her favorite thing in the world.
Hey.
As she says nothing to no
Nothing.
one.
Come on, Nikki.
Nikki, you're one of the 3 in the box now. Like,
Yeah.
You gotta, like,
Yeah, I'll talk a little more than I did before.
Okay, good.
Just
If we
a
get
little,
10%
though.
more,
Not
if we
too
get 10% more out of Nikki, then we're golden.
Fantastic. Also, we should mention, as we're talking about podcast news, folks will notice Power Soccer Shop back on board as sponsor of Three in the Box. We are so happy. Yeah, thank you.
Yay!
3 in the Box, Power Soccer Shop are united again. It was completely Bill's fault, by the way, that we did an episode that was unsponsored. It had nothing to do with Power Soccer Shop. I was behind on my duties and just, didn't do a good job of responding to Sheena. So thanks, Sheena. Thanks, Power Soccer Shop. We are so glad to have you guys on board. We absolutely could not do this without Power Soccer Shop.
Thank you.
Nikki, Josh.
Yes.
The USPSA calendar, as it were, online is getting bigger. There are 7 events on this calendar, which gets me really excited. There are events coming up. We got 2 in Fort Wayne. We have the Phoenix tournament, which I'm really excited about. This Phoenix tournament that Tony puts on out there in January is kind of turning into one of our premier events for the season.
Yeah.
We are this episode really all about international competition. And that tournament that Tony puts on in Phoenix every year now has really become sort of like an international deal. Like we've had teams from Mexico and Canada at that tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. The last time I went to that tournament, there was 2 Canadian teams there. So there was a French-Canadian team and then another Canadian team. And then there was a team from Mexico. So it's a lot of fun. But I think he might be branching out even more. I'm not sure, but yeah.
I don't know what he's up to, but that tournament will be the weekend of January 9th in Phoenix. Looking forward to that. Also, Nikki, there's one in your neck of the woods on this calendar. Do you want to talk about that briefly?
We have our tournament in the last weekend of January / first weekend in February. It'll be at the
Nice.
same venue as last year, and we're hoping to invite more teams. So we might have a max of 12 or 13.
Whoa, that's a huge tournament.
Love it. Love
That's
it.
huge. How many courts do you have at your venue?
The whole venue has a lot of courts, but we rent out like halves, and there's usually a
That's
Lego
awesome.
competition on the other half of
Yeah.
the gym.
what?
And a
Did you say
Lego.
Lego?
Oh, I'm doing
Lego?
that. I'm doing
Whoa.
that. That's
Yeah,
for
let's
real?
go.
Wow, I'm going for that.
That
100%.
sounds fun.
And then our half is somewhere between like 6 to 8 courts. So last
That's
year we were
amazing.
able to have, I think, 4 games going on at the same time. And we might
Whoa.
have that again this upcoming year. And we get to share it with the Lego fans again.
That's not a bad thing. Just don't run over the Legos.
It's better to run them over in a power chair than like with bare feet, though.
That's true. I mean, I wouldn't know, and you wouldn't know.
Well, I know
You
because
wouldn't.
I'm a Lego nerd, and I definitely live with people who walk around barefoot and then yell
Yep.
things at me.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got events coming up November, December, January. I'm excited to see
Yep.
the calendar filling out. I'm excited to see some big events on here. Nikki's the tournament's happening in Virginia Beach. The tournament's happening in Phoenix. These are like big marquee events for us
Yeah.
now, which draw a lot of teams, which is great. It's so cool to see a bunch of teams getting together that is like not at nationals, and I'm excited.
Yep.
I'm excited. Feels like we're actually ramping up for a season now, which gets me
Yeah.
fired up.
I'm stoked. I'm stoked to be playing again.
It is Monday as we record this. I woke up to Josh and Nikki texting me that a USPSA email had come out. So like this is 3 days old as you guys see it, but we just got this. Lots of league news in this email. You guys want to talk about this a little bit? There's a few things here.
Yeah, everybody should know, in case they don't read the emails, let's inform them.
Well, and only some of us get the email because this went to team reps. So
yeah, exactly.
Some of us got this, some of us did not.
So thank you to our team reps for sharing the information with us.
Yes, please.
If your team rep hasn't shared this information with you, text them right now.
Do so. And another announcement, CAF grant is open. So please get on that because I believe it's closing beginning of November. Don't quote me on that, but it's a short window this year. So get on it.
Right on. Cool. And this was not in the email, but it is on the website that, well, maybe it was in the email that not only is team registration open, but insurance is available right now, which I immediately jumped on because that helps us get started with our gym rentals for practice.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that is, I had a minute, it took me a minute to find it. It's right at the very top of the homepage. It's like a bar on the USPSA site right at the top for your team insurance. You can register for that right away. All right. So this email that went out, we mentioned before Alex had a new role. Our buddy Alex is transitioning to be, what did we call this? The regional development advisor. So Alex was the Eastern region director. Alex is now going to sort of kind of be the leader of the regional directors. And we got 2 new regional directors.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, so we got now Zach Dickey is going to be taking over the Eastern Regional Director position. Congratulations. And then we have Audrey Sutterfield, who is taking over the Central Regional Director position.
Which is a new role.
Which is a brand new role. And she is from Texas. And so you might have, I'm sure all of you have seen Audrey. She's usually the one that runs around at Fort Wayne National. She's the ultimate volunteer person. So congratulations to Audrey. And
then Joel Rodriguez, still Western Region Director. Who was elected this past
June.
AGM at the AGM last year. And at that same AGM, Josh, that new Central Director position was created. We voted that into existence in June. The plan for that was always to appoint an interim director, and then it would, I don't know the details of this, like Nathan and Brett would be the guys to ask about this, but there's like or Alex probably too, but there's like a cadence to, or do you know this, Josh? Like each regional director, like they're not all elected in the same year, right? It's like rotating.
Correct.
Like we're not
Yeah,
getting
yeah, yeah.
3 new regional directors.
Yeah, exactly.
every year.
It's usually like every odd year or something like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So
that was-
anyway,
that was
Audrey
not fresh.
appointed by leadership, but then that will come up for election whenever
Yes.
that
Whatever that
term is
happens.
up
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool.
So congratulations
And
to
then,
both Zach and Audrey.
yeah, congratulations.
Mhm.
Zach Dickey, nothing but jobs, that guy. I don't know if he's got a time turner or something, but that guy's got like 17 titles. I don't know
My
how he does
gosh,
it.
I know. I don't know how he does it. I'm exhausted just thinking about it.
And then a new program that we don't know a lot about. We were talking about this before the episode. We don't have a lot of information about this, but they announced that Alex and some others in leadership are going to be working on this veterans program task force. All we really know is that we're trying to get more veterans involved in the sport. So that's cool.
That would be fantastic.
Anything else? Any other housekeeping news business?
Not that I know of. I mean, I think we put. There's not much to say because we're at the very beginning of our season.
Are you guys practicing, Burger?
Yeah, we are practicing. Yeah, we're gonna have our first full squad practice this Saturday. We've been practicing here and there, but weekdays we usually do like individual stuff. So like a couple of players come because a lot of our players live here in Chico, so it's kind of nice. So
It's nice.
yeah, we're gonna start a full squad practice this Saturday. We're very excited. 8 players.
Awesome. 8 players. Good for you.
Yeah.
How are the Tidewater Piranhas looking this season?
They are going to be a surprise to everybody. Our practices look a little different each time we practice, but we've been practicing for almost 2 months now. So,
Dang.
Wow, that's amazing.
I think the only thing that we haven't talked about yet is that Copa America is about a month away, and there will be a lot more to say about that in the next segment.
Yeah, and then also the Aces Cup too. It's starting like in a couple of days it's already started when this episode comes out. So be watching it. I mean, they're playing tonight, Monday night. I think Republic of Korea could be playing New Zealand. So I'm gonna be watching that because I am half Korean, so I gotta represent.
Yeah. Are you gonna cheer for Korea if they make it to the World Cup?
If they make it to the World? No, not for the World Cup. No. I couldn't do that. I don't want everybody mad at me, but I can root for a team for a small tournament.
No, it's great. I'm just giving you a hard time, Burger. Yes, so I had to laugh because our next segment, we got our buddy Micheal Archer on the pod. He came in and kind of talked to us a little bit about what it's like to play with the international team and kind of what the international squad is experiencing, the Team USA is experiencing as they get ready for COPA and eventually World Cup. And I had to laugh because we recorded this next segment first, and then Josh and Nikki edited it, and I said something about dates in it, and you guys, when you sent it to me, Nikki, like you fixed in the title the date that I had gotten wrong. So read the title. Don't listen to me talk.
Yeah,
read what Nikki has on the screen.
Read the titles. Yeah, read the title.
The date's wrong, but it's current, right? As this comes out, it will be.
It's current.
Happening.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Anyways, so the next part is about what it's like to play for Team USA on an international stage. So for you young listeners and young aspiring players that want to play for Team USA in the future, please watch this episode, take a listen, because there's a lot of great information that you are not going to want to miss.
And if you are able to get to Phoenix in November, Josh,
yes.
I think you're headed that way.
Yep, I am. I'm super pumped.
So, and if you can't, obviously those games will be, I think Power Soccer Shop will stream them.
I would assume that they're being live streamed either via Power Soccer or via FICPA.
The European Cup is actually up now, and we'll give you the results of that in the next segment. So spoiler alert for that. But all of those games are on YouTube. You can watch them. I highly, highly recommend that.
Yes.
Nikki actually had me watching those, tuned me into that, and I've been watching those, and those are it's great soccer. That's really good soccer.
Phenomenal soccer.
All right. We will shut our traps. We'll let you guys get to this next segment featuring our buddy Micheal Archer. We were thrilled to do an episode talking about international power soccer, and we hope you guys enjoy. And we will see you next month. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 3 in the Box. We are here. I'm so excited. We're here with the 3-time World Cup medal winner, former Team USA player, and current member of RHI Sudden Impact, Micheal Archer. Micheal, thanks so much for joining the podcast.
Yes, no problem. Great to be here.
It's crazy to me that we waited to season 2 to have you on. It seems like we should have come up with an excuse in season 1, Josh.
I know.
But here we are, and we're excited to have you for this. What's that?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say we dropped the ball on this
of
having Micheal on the show, but
dropped the ball. We got him in here perfect timing though, because there's so much international competition to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
We're getting excited for Copa America coming up in Phoenix here in just like really when this comes out, a few weeks. November 17th, first games. We've got camp just wrapping up. And we're getting excited to see teams do battle. We'll talk a little bit about the European Cup that just happened, European qualifiers, and we'll talk a little bit. We'll kind of preview the Asia Cup here. But you guys excited for Copas?
I'm stoked. I'm going.
Josh is going.
I'm going.
Nice.
I'm going in person. It's only 12 hours away from me, so I'm like, why the heck not? Let's go.
Only 12 hours. That's
only
a
12
power
hours.
soccer mindset to have.
It is.
It's only
Yeah.
12 hours away. Why wouldn't I go?
When you drive cross country for nationals, it's a piece of cake. It's nothing.
Yes, absolutely.
So, we know the teams that are going to be in Phoenix in just a few short weeks. Team USA, Team Canada, Uruguay, Brazil, Mexico, Argentina. This is all coming up November 17th through the 19th, for folks who don't know. Micheal, you mentioned camp. And we just saw, as we're recording this, we just saw Team USA camp wrap up. What is camp like? What is that preparation process like? What are these athletes going through right now as they get ready for Copa and do this camp?
Yeah, so camp is intense. It's very intense. When I was playing, we would do 3 days, 12-hour long days. It can take a lot mentally out of you. But it's necessary. It builds your mental strength. You don't know when you'll play these games. You could play early in the morning, you could play late at night. You just have to be prepared mentally. You could have long breaks in between games. It's just they're going through a lot of mental toughness that they have to build up.
So let's talk about the players, guys, because we've seen these online, but just for everybody watching the show, so we know, September Power Soccer Camp, Team USA was attended. The strikers were Zach Dickey, Pete Winslow, centers Jordan Dickey, David Dowling, Riley Johnson. Wings, we had Ryan Connolly, Lexi Hare, Lindsay Mensch, Mike Rayton, Peyton Seffick, and Chad Wilson. And, of course, our goalkeeper, Nathan Mayer, are the folks that were at camp trying to make a roster. The European Power Football Cup just happened. Nikki, do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I think this is probably the biggest qualifier out of the ones that we have, because they had maybe 10 teams there. Ireland, Italy, Northern Ireland, England, Belgium, Germany, France, Spain, Scotland, and Denmark. A lot of teams. We had France came out in first place, England in second, and Italy in third. I know Josh watched a lot of that. What did you think about it?
I did watch a lot of it. I think it was one of the first matchups, I believe, between England and Italy, and Italy was putting a thumping on them for a little bit. They were up 1-0, I think, at halftime, and I think it kind of showed the world like, oh, Italy's not messing around. Like, if you can get 1-0 up on England, then you're doing something right. So, I'm curious to see how they do at the World Cup in 2026 in Argentina. So, and then of course, Belgium did really well. They came in fourth, and so they're going to be there as well. So, and then of course, France and England, they were the top two to finish. So we kind of
Is
all
it
saw
top
that.
4 from Europe?
I believe it's top 5.
5 from Europe.
Yeah, top
So-
5 for the World Qualifier.
So France,
So
England,
Denmark.
And then
is the
Denmark,
fifth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah. And Denmark has always been a really strong team, and I'm sure Michael can attest to that as well.
Yeah, we played Denmark in the first World Cup, and they were definitely. Well, I think we were. That was the first World Cup, so we were all kind of a surprise.
Mhm.
But I mean, going up against other countries like Denmark, one of the first player that I saw had a guard that was wrapped all the way around, just one big box, and he could spin kick the ball with. It was a mid-wheel drive chair, and he could spin kick the ball with the back of his chair. Um, and he's from
Wow.
Denmark, so yeah, it was very interesting to try to get around that guy.
Yeah, that's really
But
interesting.
yeah, of course, we didn't have the strike force then, and
Right.
everything moved a little bit slower than what it is today.
Right, for sure. How much of a difference do you think the strike force played into having it in the World Cup of 2017, because the chairs were introduced in 2013. So '06 didn't have it, 2011 didn't have it. So what was that like, having the chairs in the World Cup of 2017?
Well, it certainly leveled the playing field
Mhm.
with a lot of other countries. So the ball moved faster. We thought that we had a we thought that we were the best at passing the ball, and because we had been in the strike forces the longest.
Yeah.
But it's just a testament to the players that can adapt to an everyday chair to the strike force, and it's definitely changed the game for the better.
Yeah, I totally agree. 'Cause, yeah, I think 2017 World Cup, I think that was the first one that was live streamed for all of us. And so for us to all witness what the strike force is capable of doing at such a high level of play, it changed USPSA forever. Or changed the world of chair, soccer, football, however you want to call it. It changed everything.
That's so crazy to me because I started coaching. My first nationals was 2018.
Mhm.
So one of the first things I did as a new coach was like somebody told me to watch that World Cup, right, in
Mhm.
2017. And so for my entire power soccer career, it's just been strike force always. Like everybody's got one. The
Right.
international level, that's the standard. So
Right.
it's interesting to hear you guys talk about but before, because
Mhm.
in my head it's like always been like that. But that's because of when I came in, not because it's actually always been like that.
Yeah. So one of the big things, like in the 2011
Mhm.
World Cup, was that we every player tried to modify their chair to just gain a little bit of an edge. Like we would, my Mike, my dad would put spacers in my wheels to make my wheels just a little bit wider so I could control the ball a little bit better.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, just a lot of different things that you could do to tweak, specifically the P200. That was
Mhm.
kind of the dominant chair back then. But now, the strike force, it's like you said, Bill, it's standardized. There's really not much you can do other than adjusting and tweaking the compensation or whatever you
Yeah.
want to tweak.
Mhm. Well, and then the air tires as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I put air tires on. I played with
Mhm.
air tires. I played with the frog leg tires that are now
Mhm.
kind of the frog leg forks that helped a little bit, and
Mhm.
every little thing that you could do, you change the guard a little bit. You instead of hollow, you make it solid, kick the
Yeah.
ball harder. Um, but yeah, so it was an interesting time.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
That's cool. That's good. It's insightful to hear that kind of stuff because, like I said, it's just a part of the game that I wasn't a part of. So we talked a little bit about Europe. We talked about who's going to the Copa. The Asia Cup is coming up this coming weekend as this airs. It's going to be this coming weekend. That's in Brisbane, Australia. Teams going Japan, South Korea, New Zealand, and Australia. Do we know? Do they get 2 qualifiers, Nikki? Is that right? They get 2 out of those 4.
The top 2.
Okay, so 2 out of Asia, 5 out of Europe. So Argentina, and then the top 2 outside of Argentina, regardless, is maybe what it is.
Yeah.
Right on. Cool. Yeah, see, there's things we don't know here at 3 in the Box, and I have no idea, so I ask these guys.
Yeah,
Sometimes
Bill
I
doesn't
just
pay
don't
us enough, so you know.
Bill doesn't pay you anything because
Exactly.
nobody's paying Bill. Shout out Power Soccer Shop who pays
Yes.
for all of this,
Yep.
but there isn't money in my pocket.
Something we noticed a lot in the European games were a lot of teams moving forward to playing 4 up, like as that becoming a more regular thing. And I wonder if we'll see that also in the Asia Cup.
Yeah, I'm curious because Australia doesn't really do that. So I'm curious to see if they'll implement it in the game. Is that accurate, Michael?
Yeah. Australia has the best defense that I think I've ever seen.
Yes.
In the box. I mean, when we played against them in Florida, we had a couple scrimmages before the tournament started, and it was impossible to get the ball across. It was unreal. Now, the US has Pete now that can take those kicks. So, but their defense is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Is 4 up very frequent in international? I mean, like we saw it at the European this year, but prior to that, had it been?
No. 4 up has not been that popular in the international world. But I mean, you see it now. You see it in club teams too. You have the caliber of players that know how to play that 4 up, that goalie position, and a lot of times, you know, the defender in the back is not truly the goalie. The goalie is playing up, further up. So yeah, it's a different dynamic. But I think, you know, England looks like, you know, they've kind of mastered that. They go back all the time to Gordon, and Gordon just somehow knows exactly where to place it.
I'm fully convinced that England's wingers don't know how to drive forward. I'm just
Marcus Harrison, he drives backwards all the time, which is
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's like I don't think he knows how to go forward. He just goes backwards the entire time.
Yeah.
So that goes to show. I mean, how much of a difference it makes when you're playing backwards. It seems counterintuitive, but playing backwards gives you way more flexibility on what to do with that ball.
Whatever they're doing, it's working for them, right?
Clearly.
I mean,
yeah. So take notes, kids.
Michael, these guys just finished camp. They're getting ready for COPA in a few weeks. What are they doing in the in-between time, like mentally, physically? What's that look like for preparation for the COPA?
Well, they're probably watching some video, maybe some older video of the teams. I think there's what is there? There's a couple new teams coming in, right?
Yeah, Italy's one of them now.
Yeah. But in the COPA, Mexico's in there.
Yes.
Mexico is the newest one.
Yeah.
So likely, you know, the last time that I was on Team USA, that's what we did. We studied film. We watched players' tendencies for, you know, our opponent and who we were about to play. I'm not sure if there's a lot of film on Mexico, but in 2019 at the last Copa in Brazil, one of the Mexican coaches was there and told me that he was coming, that Mexico was coming, and they'll be ready. So it's going to be interesting to see them play. It's a huge sport in Mexico, so they're going to have talent all around.
Yeah, I agree. Like I was watching the World Cup club team that happened in June, right after our national, and I think a team from Mexico was there, the club team, and I thought, okay, these they're not messing around. There's some talent there, so I assume some of those players from that club team is gonna be on the international squad.
Do you guys
That's
take notes and make spreadsheets when you watch film?
We have, yes, we used to take notes. We actually we had, the last time that I was on the team, we watched video. We had to pick a couple players, and we would watch just those players, and
Okay.
we get in groups of three people. We'd get on a Zoom call like this, and we would just watch video, and we would report back to the coach and the rest of the team of what we saw, and it certainly helped.
Yeah.
I think that's such an important thing to do too. It's easy to sort of watch anything, any sporting event, right? And just sort of like it's different when you key in on an individual. It almost doesn't even matter like who that individual is, but that's such a important like thing that I learned actually in coaching is like tell them just to watch a person. It doesn't even matter who, but like to start to actually understand what they're doing. That's cool. That's a good method of preparation. Do you think this team, this iteration of us, of Team USA, that's going to COPA, that's trying to qualify for a World Cup, do they have any unique pressures on them, Michael? Like this squad having gone gold, silver, does that, like, is there pressure to sort of like go back to the top? Like, do you think they feel that?
Absolutely. I think they have to have that pressure, I think. They want to get to the top. And the Copa is just, it's just a stepping stone to get there. But the US wants to win. We've been on top for so long. We've won, and we've won the Copa multiple times before. We've won the World Cup multiple times. The last World Cup wasn't the result that they hoped for, but that stings. And I know that because when we lost to France, all I wanted to do was get back and win, no matter what it took. So yeah, I think there's pressure. There's a fire in everybody that want to get back to the top and bring that World Cup back, to where it belongs. I think they have a statement to make too.
Yeah. So, Michael, for anybody that's aspiring to play for Team USA in the future, what kind of advices would you give to young players that are looking to play for Team USA in the future?
Well, you have to have the passion. You have to
Mhm.
have the dedication.
Mhm.
Obviously, to be on the squad, the skill set's going to be there. But the mentality of being part of something bigger than anything else that you've
Mhm.
probably been a part of is huge. Look at Michael Rayton. I watched him I mean, he's still young, but I watched him as a little kid, and the
Mhm.
passion that he had when he's playing on his club team,
Mhm.
and to carry that passion to where he's at now, um, says a lot. And anybody can do it. I didn't think that I could do it when I was young, and Chris Finn came up to me and talked to me about joining, and I didn't think that I was good enough or to play, or I was just still young, right? I was only
Mhm.
14 years old
Yeah.
or 15 years old,
Mhm.
and hard work, dedication, and passion got me to where I am.
That's amazing. Wow.
When did you know that you made it? Like what, or do you still not? I mean, is that still something that drives you, like with your club team? Like because we think, like me coming into sport 6 years ago, like Micheal Archer's the guy. Micheal Archer's the guy. Like he's one of the
Yeah.
best players in the world. He's the best player in the country. Was there a moment where you were like, yeah, I'm Team USA. I'm scoring international goals. I'm rock star. Or is it still work, passion, do this every day and get better at it?
Always be humble. Always be
Yeah,
humble.
exactly.
Don't. That's the worst thing that can happen is to say that you're the guy,
Mhm.
and then at some point you're not the guy.
Yeah.
So no, never have I been like that. I've always been taught, my dad has always told me, don't let your head get too big. You are great. But no matter how hard you work, there's always somebody out there that's working harder than you.
Mhm.
So, yeah, no, I've done a lot, and I've scored a lot of goals. I've won a lot of trophies. I've won just about everything that there is. But it's still, I mean, to this day, hard work and passion and dedication. I retired, 2 years ago, and I came back out of retirement, and I played last season. And I told my teammates and my coach that this is fun. Like I have so much passion, like it's
Mhm.
just reborn. Um, so no, never has there been a moment that I've said I'm the guy.
That's good. I will have to admit something to you, Michael. When I first went to my first nationals in 2017, I was fangirling a little bit. I was fangirling. My dad and I walked in, and the national dropping off the chair. I said, "Dad, you see that? You see that guy over there? That's the Michael Jordan of power soccer." And my dad like, "Oh." So yeah, I
That's
had to bring that
awesome.
up. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure, a lot of people can say this, but you inspired me to, work hard and play hard. And I want to play just like him at some point.
That's great. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that in any sport, you see, my son, he plays soccer and he loves
Right.
Ronaldo, right?
Yeah.
He wants to play like Ronaldo. He wants to be Ronaldo. He wants to do everything like Ronaldo. And to have somebody like that, a role model in the sport, that everybody wants to either be like or play against or beat, that just helps the pool of players.
Yeah.
And I mean, look how many new players are on this Team USA now. You've got other people that people want to play and be, to beat, Riley and Pete and Jordan and all those other top players
Mhm.
that just help raise the floor. You know, so it's not as big of a gap as there used to be. So,
Right.
and that's because people look up to players like them and
Mhm.
want to be them and work hard and dedication. And I saw on when we lost to Michael Brayton,
Mhm.
the joy,
I know what that feels like.
the pain, the,
We
the
all
pain,
do.
yeah, yeah, the pain it caused me to lose, but the joy that I got deep down inside to see those players and
Yeah.
specifically Michael to where he's been and to where he's at now, to say that he beat a top notch team
Mhm.
is huge. That's
Yeah.
that's a big confidence builder. That's going to help go into his future and this Copa. Um, so yeah, I mean it's pretty amazing.
I think it's extra important, like in disabled sports too. And I've made this point before in other ways, but like as like young disabled folks, like we don't see those role models as prevalently on, like, right, like they're not on our TV, right? At least
Right.
they certainly weren't when I was coming up. I
Mhm.
didn't even know that power soccer existed until like 10, 11 years ago. Like
Mhm.
I think it's extra important for young players in our sport to sort of have those role models, because it's not just, oh, there's guys that can get really good at this sport, but there's guys, and the guys, there's players of whatever gender that are like me, right? And that have the types of disabilities that I have, and have the, I've still accomplished these things. For me, like, I'll never forget, like, going to, like, summer sports camp and seeing people play wheelchair basketball for the first time. Like, that was for me. I would have never believed that I could do that, right? And so to see another player with a disability winning gold medals, like, I think in our sport, that's extra a little bit. Do we have any predictions, guys? Did any of you have any bold predictions you want to make it? Team USA, non-Team USA, with COPA coming up, with Asia Cup, with World Cup. Any predictions? Anybody willing to go out on a limb here? Berger?
I'm not touching this one.
I'll make some predictions.
Please.
I think that Australia and Japan are going to come out of the Asia one.
Okay.
Japan has always been strong. When we first played them, they were the team to beat out of the Asia area, and when we beat them, it was a great feeling. And then, like I said, for Australia, I think that their defense is so good that I think that I don't think they're going to get scored on a lot. So I think it's going to be Australia first out of there and Japan second.
Okay.
Hot take. Okay.
I like it.
I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know a lot about that Asia group. Like, I don't know that I've seen where any of those teams was, like, Australia and Japan in Florida, Michael, in 2017.
Yeah, they
Okay.
were. Yeah.
So I would have seen that. I would have watched the 2017. So we've heard. So Michael made a bold prediction about the Asia Cup, which I appreciate. Makes a lot of sense to me. We all want Team USA to win, right? What are they going to have to do it? What does Team USA have to do to get over the hump of Canada, Uruguay, Brazil, Mexico, and Argentina? What's that got to look like? Anybody? What's that got to look like?
I'd say you got to play your own game. That's really what it boils down to, and make sure you guys are clean and crisp on your plays, but because everybody coming out to get you, so get us really. So we'll see how it goes.
I think lineup will also make a difference. We have a lot of new players going, and starting out with maybe your best players might be a good strategy.
Generally a good thing to start with your best players on the court.
Yeah.
Definitely the way you want things to happen. Absolutely.
I would say that at the last COPA in 2019, our toughest competition was Argentina. We only beat them 1-0, and in a very, very late goal. And one of the big things that they did was they just took their goalie and put him at the top of the box. Anytime we got around that top of the box area, that goalie would just hover that line on the inside of the box, and just made it impossible for us to get anything going. I mean, kind of threw the playbook out the window and had to just improvise. And at that, we had that late goal to seal it. But that was our toughest competition.
Yeah.
Although Uruguay, they did score on us. I think they scored first. Kind of a surprise goal there. But we ended up beating them 5-1.
Okay. Yeah, I would go ahead.
I was just going to say, to note, Brazil, we beat them 4-0. But they were a very tough team. They wanted to, they were a physical team, very physical, and bumped into you a lot, which which can take you out of the game. If you're getting bumped into a lot and the ref's not calling it, even if the ref is calling it, but worst case scenario, the ref's not calling it, and that's just mentally draining.
Yeah. So you don't want them to let them get you under the skin.
Right.
But I would say, like, I think the toughest team coming out of South America is going to be Argentina. It's a very strong team and very crazy fans too. So that's going to help with the Copa as well. So I'm excited to see what Argentina does.
Are Argentina and the U.S. the favorites, do we think?
I think that's
so.
fair.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well.
That's safe to say.
Yeah. Very safe to say.
So basically, we have to hold that line, right? We have to
Yeah.
make that true. We got to go out and prove that we are one of those top two teams, and hopefully, it's the first team, right? Hopefully, we leave with gold. But we gotta make sure that the expectations are fulfilled, right?
I would not count Brazil out though. They're a very tough team, and they can strike pretty quickly.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the other scores were that Brazil, the games that Brazil played, but
Mhm.
They were very low scoring games. So
Okay.
I'm going to make a bold prediction and say that it's going to be the U.S. 1 and Brazil 2.
Wow. Okay.
I like
You
that.
heard it. You heard it here, guys. I don't know anything about Brazil, so I mean, if Michael's saying that it'll be 2, then who am I to say no?
Michael, will we see different styles of play here than we saw at the last Copa and World Cup, or don't know yet?
I think so. I think you learn from the last Copa. Like you said, watch film, and it's a copycat league. So what works well for other teams can work well for your team. And I think that if you have the skill set, which all these countries do, otherwise they wouldn't be here, they can make anything happen. So I think that the U.S. is going to come out strong, play 4 up, and kind of fine tune that playing style, and they want to get as much practice in before that World Cup of that kind of style.
Yeah.
But I also think that the other teams in the Copa are gonna adjust and play completely different than what they did. Wasn't a lot of passing in the Copa when I was playing. So
Okay.
from the other teams, a lot of
Okay.
one-on-one and a lot of, and they were really good at one-on-one. Their chairs were strong, but I think that there's going to be a lot more passing, a lot more strategic play going on.
Mhm.
Can't say anything about Mexico because I haven't seen them, but it's that one
Right.
coach that told me that the last time I was there, that he's coming for us. So that's all I got.
Gosh.
Well, it's great that there's more teams in the region that are getting competitive at that level. I mean, we've seen, I think a couple Mexican teams, club teams, came up and played in Arizona last year. We've seen Canada come down and play in a couple tournaments last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's great for the sport, and it's great for the region to have our immediate neighbors, having competitive squads. That just makes us better.
Yeah.
Well, as we sort of wrap things up here, Michael, I can't let you go without switching gears and asking about your club team. How's Sudden Impact looking in these early practices? You feeling good?
Yeah, we're feeling good. We've got more practices in so far than we did last year, before the year. So we are feeling good. The chemistry, when I started with them last year, first tournament, I whiffed a lot, and the chemistry just it was somewhat there, but towards the end of the season, the chemistry was built, and we're still going off of that, and not the result we wanted last year, but like we've said plenty of times on this call, that the passion and the desires is there. So we're ready.
So I need to ask then. Are you guys looking to stop the I don't know, Minnesota Shockwaves?
Well,
Can you guys do it?
that would be. I think that we can, but they're a great squad. So they have a lot of chemistry.
Yep.
A lot of them are on the Team USA. So
Right.
they are practicing a lot. So we did tie them in a club match last
Yep.
season.
Yeah.
Didn't get a chance to play them at nationals. Would have been fun, but I think going into this season, hopefully, it works out for us. But we'll see. They are a tough squad.
Yeah, really tough squad.
You mentioned chemistry, Michael, and I don't know, Josh, Alex, and I talked early last season to some of your early season results, and like your team looks ridiculous on paper. I mean, just stupid, ridiculously good. That chemistry is something that we're constantly talking about with Shockwave, and we're talking about it with Team USA too. That's got to be. I mean, and you guys are great players on that sudden impact squad. Like that's got to be difficult though to build that chemistry amongst players that have played for a long time and sort of have your tendencies established.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is difficult. Just because you may have the best players or the better talent doesn't mean that you're going to win. Chemistry is where it's at. You can see that, and I'll go ahead and use my Indiana Pacers as that for last season. They had a lot of people that aren't superstars, but their chemistry and their teamwork got them to where they were, and that's what hopefully where we'll be this season. So I think it's going to be good.
I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what you guys can do because, like, I think we had talked about, like, you guys tied them in the season, and that kind of changed our ranking a little bit. So, could you just, for once, prove me right this season?
Yeah, Josh was like hardcore standing you guys at the end of last year.
I was. I'm like, okay, all right, they tied Minnesota. Watch out.
Well, we know you can do it. Micheal Archer, thank you so much for being on 3 in the Box. We appreciate you taking the time to break down a little international talk with us in our first really internationally geared episode. So we appreciate you having you on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys. Appreciate what you guys are doing, bringing more light to the sport and interviewing people and just doing what you guys do. It's awesome watching a lot of episodes that you guys have. So you guys are doing great, and I really appreciate what you're doing. And thank you for having me on.
It's our pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that. For that, with that, we will sign off. For Power Soccer Shop, we are 3 in the Box. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next month.
Like anybody knows me. This is a Facade podcast.